Hi there, I'm Paul Counihan, Chief Wealth Officer.
And I'm Nomzamo Manqele, Investment Specialist.
Nomzamo, I don't know about you, but I'm really excited to be putting together Fedgroup's vision board for financial wellness and the financial journey for 2025.
Paul, I'm definitely excited. 2025 is going to be a good year, and I think the best way to sort of tackle the year is to plan ahead.
Preparation is everything, and we sort of encourage you as you watch this to think about your own vision board for your financial journey this year in 2025. Right, so let's get to it.
So I think we'll start, because I've got the better handwriting, I'll start with jotting in.
Fact.
Just focusing on what we're doing, which is 2025.
And at the center of it, it's got to be sort of what you value.
Especially what you value the most as well, as a family, as an individual
Absolutely.
as well. I think centering that around everything else, because I think in life we are actually driven by what we value. So the first one we're going to focus on is value.
Right, so talking about values and ascribing value to where you sort of ascribe your financial planning. One of the most important aspects of it, what I really truly believe, Nomzamo, is to actually then take this sort of air balloon, high-level view of your finances. Don't be scared to get up nice and high and actually look at your finances holistically and then do that planning, because it's very hard to sometimes plan individual pockets. It doesn't become a cohesive decision-making process. Like, get up high and plan that all. Because ultimately, a lot of people say, if you look at someone and what they value most, you look at where they spend their time or they spend their money. So it's very much around that sort of your money should reflect your values. So invest in what matters now.
Rest easy. So it's about taking a rest as well, especially for your family, what's important to you in your own life.
Yeah, and also letting your money work for you.
Yeah.
If you don't plan what's important for you about your money, you end up working for your money during the year, as opposed to planning, putting in place the plan, and then ultimately what happens is your money works for you, and you get to then sit there and watch the waves, etc. And also plan, for a decent amount of time now, so you can have that well-deserved rest at the end of this year now, like you may have done this previous year. Another aspect is doing good. So it's around valuing what you do with your money, but also what your money achieves. So things like, do you commit a certain portion of your money to doing good? And the concept of should that be at the expense of return? And I think this day and age now it's not the case. Now you can do good with your money.
Still get good returns as well.
Absolutely, 100%, which is so very, very important.
It's also about having the traveling as well. So in terms of whatever it is that you have your sights on. Whether it's travel, leisure time, just making sure that you have the necessary means to travel as well and enjoy. So money also brings you through freedom as well.
So what we're saying is this involves planning. Yeah. We've got to plan. This is around the values around this, hence why we have a vision board, to plan. And
also celebrate your wins as well. So after you've planned, whatever it is that you've achieved that's aligned with what you wanted to do, making sure that you celebrate those small wins so that you ensure that you keep going. Hey?
Celebrate. I think that sums it up really, really nicely around getting to it, around saying, right, I want to get up high, look at what I'm willing to achieve this year now, ascribing value to the way you invest your money, and ultimately then letting the plan sort of work itself out.
What we need to do now is just stick it down. Look at you coloring.
All right, we ready? What do you think our second pillar should be?
Definitely health.
Absolutely.
Health is definitely your wealth. You need a healthy mindset, a healthy body in order to achieve all the goals and the values that you want.
Yeah, and I think that also talks about mental health as well. Absolutely 100%. Health is wealth, 100% now. It really is. It can be overlooked so much. When you feel good and when you're confident about your health, and as an individual now, you're that much clearer. You can think about things. So, some of the things you can do to stay healthy. It's, first of all, for me, I love sleeping. Okay. Get the adequate sleep you need. Yeah. Set yourself an alarm. Also consistency. Get consistency. You can't bank sleep. This whole thing, no sleep during the week, and you can't sort of catch up on sleep on weekends. I'll get into a consistent routine.
I think for me, health is about food, what you put into your body, making sure that you're putting food that actually brings vitality to your body. So making sure that you're spending your money on healthy food, prepping those meals as well, even just in terms of budgeting, planning for the week. Meal prepping for me works.
Absolutely, 100%. And another thing is exercise. So there's that element of sleep, exercise. Exercise is such an important aspect of it now, whether that's running, whether that's cycling. We're huge advocates at Fedgroup around exercise. And one of the huge things we're very excited about is our Cradle 100 cycle race in April 2025. And, it's going to be a wonderful stage race. And that's just something to work towards. When it comes to staying healthy from a physical perspective now, like anything, you've got to plan. Like, what are you working towards? If you speak to a lot of athletes, they're always working towards something, a plan, not just going to gym or running because of it. They've got, I'm training towards this, I'm training towards that now. So, why not, enter a great cycle race like that?
It's also nice to be outdoors, like we always focus on exercising at the gym, but actually getting out, doing trail runs, being cycling, getting
Absolutely.
fresh air.
Outside.
The beach, yes, definitely.
Very much like this lady
And this
here.
is also good for your mental health. I mean, nothing is as beautiful as fresh air, and just being
Absolutely.
outdoors as well, and getting
Outside.
some sunlight, that all
100%.
speaks to your health. And also, once you decide what works for you, Paul, like I know you like running, I like hiking, making sure that you're also investing into those things as well. So making sure that you've got plans in terms of budgeting for the shoes that you're going to buy, for the cycling, for everything else. So making sure that it also fits into your lifestyle, and it's something that makes you happy, and it's easier when it makes you happy as
Gear
well.
is very important, Nomzamo.
Yes, I know, definitely.
You got to look the part. All the gear, no idea. One of those things now. Get out there and do it. Even if you don't know what you're doing now, get a group of buddies
As long
together
as you
now.
look like you know what you're doing.
You got to look like you know what you're doing now. There we go. Look at
A
that.
healthy heart.
A healthy heart now. Very happy with health.
Pin it down and stick it in.
This looks delicious,
Definitely.
especially the blueberries. What do you think our next sort of major theme would be around our vision board for this year?
I was thinking stability. I think stability is very important.
Definitely. I mean, it's something so close to our heart at Fedgroup as well. 35-year birthday celebration this year, been giving consistent, stable returns to our investors for 35 years. And I think the major point around stability is it's so crucial to have an element of predictable returns in putting together your profile. So often you're saving towards something. So when you're planning, you're saving towards something. Now, when you're saving towards something that is a definite sort of finite number, it's important that things are predictable. So that's around partnering with organizations, financial services companies, and bringing in stable returns into your portfolio and stable, predictable returns now.
Yeah, I think it's also speaking to the fact that, markets go up and down, but it's making sure that you stick to the plan and making sure that you are in the correct products as well in terms of what you're investing in, and making sure that it gives you the returns that you've desired as well. Since you've put your goal out there, making sure that it's going in the direction that you had hoped as well.
Well, that's it. I mean, can you believe it? I mean, this is such a cool saying. I mean, stability in finance is the new thrill. I mean, who would have known that? I mean, that really is, to get a stable return in this day and age now, you get a big kick out of it. I mean, isn't that crazy to think that we are at that point in time now, which is really, really cool. And as you say, quite right, markets go up and down, but your plan should stay the course now. And that's that consistency element around that stability. And that talks about the stability of very much sort of sticking to your plan.
Yeah,
keep that plan in place there. So important. And, some of the things that remind me of that is things like our, Fedgroup tax-free savings account, stable returns, consistent returns now, great sort of tax planning now, and just predictability built into a very important part of someone's financial planning.
Yeah, and you spoke about our tax-free. It's also about making sure that in the stability, you've got enough diversification as well to create that stability within that as well. I love this as well. It says, don't just chase returns, pursue stability with growth. I
mean, that's fantastic. I mean, that's the thing, if we just think we're going to have these crazy sort of, bear market returns in our investments year after year, it's just not something you can depend on. I mean, I don't know about you, but I love that type of graph. I love a nice big arrow that goes up. It's consistent, doesn't have jagged edges now. I mean, that's my type of return profile. So, I mean, that's the type of return profile I like to look at. And this is an important one. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. I mean, it really is, that power of compound interest now. Interest upon interest, keeping things invested now is just such an important aspect. Talk to us about this one now. I love this picture of pebbles. I love it.
It speaks about everything being stable, and I think it also speaks to the fact that there's diversification. So it's different stones within, but finding that balance. So not being overly exposed to certain things, but finding the balance as well.
Absolutely.
And I think that over time, staying the course in the market as well is very important as well. I think this also speaks to this. It says financial freedom is having options, not just money as well. Yeah, so having
Absolutely.
different options as well.
That's exactly it, and that sort of sums up financial freedom, and that is the result of this process now, is actually getting to a point where you have options, and that's having options is as a result of good planning, preparing for the future, and not being sort of at the mercy and sort of, taken advantage by your financial affairs. And lastly, is investing is not about timing the market, it's about time in the market now. It's around staying the course now. Timing the market is very difficult.
Yeah,
I've seen the best of the best miss this one now. I've seen people with dartboards do better than timing the market now. There's only one remedy to this now, it's staying in the market, sticking to your plan. Okay, so let me make that nice and round. So I'm very happy. There's a lot going on in this space now. The important thing is now is stability can be found, and there are wonderful financial services providers that like Fedgroup that can provide that stability and that can actually bring about your vision into reality for the 2025 year. I feel good. That feels good. Excellent.
The last pillar for me is, and I think for us as a group as well, is a partner, having an accountability partner as well. A partner is important so that they hold you accountable to everything that you've envisioned, that you've put down, making sure that you are partnering with the correct person, whether it might be family, a friend, the right institution in terms of looking after your investments as well. So I think maybe the partner looks like we'll just,
Don't do it alone. This is not an alone thing you do during the 2025 year. You do it together. It's so important as well at Fedgroup. We partner with so many wonderful independent financial advisors, and we can't speak enough for the wonderful advisory services they give the clients that ultimately invest their money with Fedgroup now. So that's such an important part of our work, is to support these financial advisors that then support our clients. So I love this picture.
I think this one, I love it too. It speaks to trust as well.
Absolutely.
Making sure that person's got your back. They're accountable they're holding you accountable, they're motivating you, they're keeping you going as well. And I think that's important as well, especially when you're feeling tired, maybe you've lost the vision a bit, or you just need somebody to encourage you. And I think a partner is very important in that.
I can just see that guy helping the person up to say, absolutely you can. I know it's tough. I know it's a bit of a steep space now. There's been some financial thing that's hit you and you think, well, my plan has gone out the water now, and someone saying, no, right, here's a way through it now. You need that guidance to get going. And often, by the way, so importantly, that partner is even important at the beginning and the onset of this process now, to start you going, to saying, listen, up front, say to someone, I want to put together a vision board, I want to put together a financial plan now, who can actually help me get it done and who can help me start it?
I think even when you're saying starting, sometimes when you tell somebody something, you have no choice but to make sure that you fulfill it as well. So I think that's definitely, start doing it now, don't postpone it.
Absolutely, and that talks about this lovely little image here.
So now or never.
It's now or never. Don't fool yourself. It's now or never now. Don't procrastinate, don't delay. The sooner you do it, the better. That's really so very, very important now. And importantly, the nice thing about partnership as you journey along this course now is that there's motivation. It's someone that can keep you there, pull you up, keep you going, keep you honest. And as you celebrate and give you a high five when you're doing well, then obviously then, rally around you when things are not doing so well now. And, things don't travel in straight lines. Your financial affairs will not travel in a straight line. So it's really important that you have people there that can understand your circumstances and actually are there to help and actually then pull you up and keep you going now. Also resonates a lot with all the sport happening this year now. It's like a sporting team. Get together your peers, get together your team, put your team together, professionals, friends, family, and it'll be a success.
And the nice thing about having a partner is things that you don't know, they have specialties in. So it actually helps you as well.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to go about it alone.
Not even AI knows everything. Good.
Before we're done, our vision for 2025, for us, we focused mainly on our values, health, stability, and partners. I think that covers it. Definitely your vision board might be different. But this is just to give you an idea of how a vision board works. And one of the other things is making sure that it's visible to you. So always going back and reflecting on your vision.
Yeah, well done. I loved the experience of putting this together with you. It's been wonderful. Now let's stick to it.
Definitely.